Day 19. I opened my tracking sheet and started crying in my kitchen. Not because I was broke, because I finally saw the pattern. Every stressful day, same time, same app, same $40. 30 days of data broke something in me. I think it needs to break in you too. You're watching Smart Investing Journey. This isn't a personal finance channel. It's a wake-up call for the financially underserved. And today, we're not talking about budgets. We're talking about the number you're avoiding. Here's the thing nobody tells you about money. You don't have a spending problem. You have an awareness problem. And awareness is uncomfortable on purpose. That's why you check your balance fast, then close the app fast. That's why you round down in your head. 40 becomes like 40. 60 becomes not that bad. You're not lying, you're protecting yourself. But protection has a price, and I didn't know the price until I stopped rounding. So I did something simple. For 30 days, I wrote down every single dollar. Not categorized, not curated. Every transaction the second it happened. No shame, no judgment, just data. I thought I'd learned something small, a coffee habit, a subscription I forgot about. What I actually found was a mirror. And mirrors don't round down. Now, hear me on this. There's a phenomenon I started calling ghost spending. Money that leaves your account and you genuinely cannot recall spending it. Not fraud, not a scam, just gone. And you have no memory of the moment it left. By day 12, I had $412 of ghost spending. $412. Money I could not account for. Small charges, app purchases, delivery add-ons, a subscription renewal I'd forgotten I signed up for 8 months ago. None of it was one big mistake. It was 30 small, invisible ones stacked on top of each other like nobody was watching. And that's the trap. Ghost spending doesn't feel like spending. It feels like nothing, which means it costs you everything, quietly. Now, hold on, because the money wasn't the real discovery. The pattern was. Every ghost transaction traced back to one of 3 emotional triggers: boredom, avoidance, self-soothing. Different trigger, different time of day, same $40. Boredom spending happened between 9 and 11 at night, scrolling with no intention. Avoidance spending happened right after I opened a bill I didn't want to deal with. Self-soothing spending happened on the exact days my calendar says I had the most stress. I wasn't managing money, I was managing feelings, and money was just a tool I reached for. This is the part that gets missed in every budgeting video you've ever watched. Nobody fails a budget because they don't know math. You fail a budget because nobody taught you what you're actually buying when you buy the thing. Now, hold on, because I need you here for what comes next, and I promise it changes how you see every dollar you spend for the rest of your life. If this is already landing, hit follow now, because part 2 of this breakdown, the exact system I built after this experiment, that's coming, and you don't want to miss it. Drop a comment with your own ghost spending number if you dare to look. I'll read them. Here's where it gets real. There's a cost nobody puts on a spreadsheet. I call it the awareness tax. It's the price you pay for not knowing your numbers. Not a late fee, not an interest rate. It's the compounding costs of decisions made in the dark, and it is more expensive than anything a bank will ever charge you. You will never out-discipline a system you don't understand. That's not a guilt trip, that's math. The awareness tax doesn't show up on a bank statement. It shows up as the vacation you didn't take, the emergency fund that never grew, the raise that quietly evaporated into $40 ghosts. You paid it, you just never saw the invoice. Remember the 3 a.m. DoorDash habit we broke down a few videos back? $340,000 lost over a lifetime, one impulsive order at a time. That was ghost spending's older, hungrier cousin. Same trigger, same avoidance, bigger number. So how do you actually do this without it wrecking you emotionally? 3 rules. Track everything, judge nothing, review weekly. That's it. Different rule, different discomfort, same result every time you follow it. You don't need an app with graphs and colors and shame notifications. A notes app works. A sticky note works. What matters is the second rule. Judge nothing. The moment you start shaming yourself for a purchase, you stop tracking accurately, and inaccurate data is worse than no data at all. This has to feel safe or you'll quit by day 4 like I almost did. But here's where it gets real. This was never about the $412. It was about what the $412 was standing in for. Every ghost transaction was a moment I chose distraction over a feeling I didn't want to sit with. The money was just a receipt. The real transaction happened in my nervous system. That anxiety is a tax. Automation is how you stop paying it, but awareness is how you find out you were paying it in the first place. Let's bring this home. You have ghost spending whether you found it yet or not. It's driven by boredom, avoidance, or self-soothing, usually all three at different hours of the same week. There's an awareness tax you're paying every single day you choose not to look, and it costs more than any fee a bank could invent. And the fix isn't complicated. Track everything, judge nothing, review weekly. Different trigger, different day, different excuse, same $40 hiding in plain sight, waiting for you to look. Where broke ends and ownership begins isn't a moment where you suddenly have more money. It's the moment you stop looking away from what you already have or don't have. I used to be someone who was scared to look. Now I'm someone who looks because looking is how ownership starts. That shift didn't cost me anything. It just cost me 30 days of honesty. If this made you uncomfortable in a good way, that's the whole point. Subscribe because next time we're taking this awareness tax and building the 6-flow automation system that makes it obsolete, so you never have to feel this exposed to find the truth again. Where broke ends and ownership begins. I'll see you in the next one.